Hey guys, this is Sarah from Defection Gaming, bringing you a post-match commentary on a Xbalanque game I got earlier on my playtest account. Sorry it's not a live commentary. I did record it as a live commentary, but there was a corruption in the audio file attached to the video and I couldn't get it back. So what I've done is I've just removed it. I'm going to give you a just a pure gameplay of with me commentating over it. Anyway, I'm playing Xbalanque this game. He is a pretty good carry in my opinion. I think he's very strong. I don't think he's quite as strong as Anher or a few of the other physical carries, but he does do a lot of damage and he's very maneuverable. He is, I think, probably the highest maneuvering physical carry. He's very difficult to hit, especially when he's using his Rising Jaguar number 3 ability. It makes it quite impressive, sort of aerial battles between him and some other gods. So we're going in here, and there are 3 in the left lane. So me and Hebo are quite surprised. So I try and capture the Guardian there using Rising Jaguar, but it didn't quite work. They were doing too much damage for me to be able to tick over that. But yeah, so me and Hebo are trying to hold left as much as we can. It's not working that well for us, but we're fighting valiantly. Anyway, so I'm going to be building Rising Jaguar this game because I think that it's still a very, very strong early game ability even after the nerf. Because there I can darts and do some damage and get kills. So long as you make sure that they've got poison on them, it's still a very respectable amount of damage early game. Later on it tails off, and you need to use your number 1 branching bolus, and just plain physical attacks will do a lot more damage, just like they do with every other carry. But in general, the damage at the beginning is strong enough so that when you start to upgrade your branching bolus, after you've upgraded your poison darts and your Rising Jaguar, you should be able to get kills. Now, I was just out of range of killing that Hebo. If it was pre-nerf, I would have been able to get away with the Rising Jaguar to kill him, but I wasn't able to. So now me and Hebo are going to attempt to take left away from this Hebo, and that Hebo is just going to go and get that kill, which is good. And Thor comes down, uses his ultimate, and goes after the Hebo. Now I presume the Hebo is just going to pop his number 2 and run. And then I was going to come round the back here and get him, and I was actually quite confused when I didn't see them there, but looking back now, there are a few frames where I saw that Hebo attempted to turn around and shoot him with his water cannon, which he shouldn't have done because he was low health. So, but it doesn't matter. I didn't want to shout out and alarm everyone else by saying retreat, but because I thought he was doing that. So now me and Loki on this tower with a bit of Cupid support, doing some branching bolus action. But yeah, branching bolus is a really, really good ability. It's essentially the golden bow item, but it's slightly stronger and going behind. It's a very interesting ability. I really like it, and I get stuck in the Hades ult, but I managed to do some damage to the Thor, and then I will try and run away, but get picked off by the Hades and by the Hebo and the Zeus. I should have run round the back instead of running across, but that seemed the quickest way at the time, but looking back on it, it wasn't. So you want to try and keep your mobility up as much as possible with Xbalanque. At the very, very early stages, your Rising Jaguar is enough to be able to get away from most things, but also engage most things. So you need to be careful with it. But I tend to stick on level 2 boots until I think I finish my 3rd item and then move on. It really depends on the situation because I'm not really encountering that many issues with maneuverability. I don't mind keeping it as it is, as a level 2 item. But yeah, I get my Executioner 2nd, which I think is a very, very, very strong item. Now, I could maybe have stayed and taken that, but I would have been killed by the Loki coming in. we had strong push on the left lane, just about to go for the left-hand tower, so I decided to leave right tower and wait till later, just go in and pick it off and leave it at low health, and then leave those two waiting on that tower. Because it's low health on that Guardian, they'll stay there, and we can make a big push for the left for the left Guardian and kill it. We've got the Vulcan in the mid lane, which is really, really strong. He's very good at defending towers, and him, like Ra in this, can be left alone. Now I come round behind these guys, activate my 4, and do some damage on this Hebo. Loki gets the kill, but I definitely helped him secure that. Now, I should have stayed on that Loki, but I didn't. Thor, I mean, not Loki. But I come back down here to take the Hades. Now I move to get in front of him and slow him down by blocking his path of exit, which is what you should be trying to do with Xbalanque, not necessarily using your Rising Jaguar when they're retreating until you can use it to get in front of them and block their exit, which is a good move to do, because that way you're giving them 2 or 3 seconds where they can't retreat as quickly as they can, and it gives the rest of your team ability to, as Loki did there, murder them very, very easily. Now, if we turn to Hebo, he's becoming a problem. He's doing quite a lot of damage. He's 2 levels below us, me and Vulcan, but he's doing a lot of damage, and he's troublesome, and I don't like it when people are troublesome, so I think that I'm going to be targeting the Hebo quite a lot. Come here, get him low, but he manages to use his ult to run away. Now, if you can get a Hebo to use his ult to escape, that's a good thing, because in Domination, you're alive so quickly and back in the action so quickly that getting people to use their ults as an escape mechanism stops them from using it to kill a Guardian, or kill you, or kill one of your allies. And it's very, very good if they are forced to use it, like Hebo was there, because he would have been back out 10 seconds later anyway. So it's almost better sometimes to let yourself die rather than waste your ult for damage, or just use it, turn around and shoot it into the crowd. Now I noticed the Zeus was low and he'd probably coming back here to back, so I come here, I see he's just about to go, so I don't even bother using my 2. I close the distance and Rising Jaguar. Now I get my poison on him, pop my speed to get in front of him and get the kill, and now it's Hebo, but I notice that Hades is coming in and I'm all alone, so I run fast as I can, but I don't think at the moment here, I don't think I'm going to make it, because I think, oh, Hades is just going to fly in and kill me. But if I get to the tower, then I might be able to live. Which is always what you should do. If in doubt, run through your creep wave and straight to a defensive position like a tower. It's always very helpful. I got a lot of farm there, so I got my gloves. And gloves are very, very strong. I then get my sprint ability, which is what I would have needed to escape there. But it's strong. Xbalanque as a character, he's decent damage. He does very well in taking towers and getting gods when they're escaping. His and as I've said before, his mobility is really what makes or breaks him as a character. Now I activate my branching bolus purely to get stacks on my gloves, and that's what you'll see me doing quite a lot, is going after creep waves to get stacks on my gloves, because it's the stacks on those gloves which really make them shine. I mean, it's a decent amount of physical power and lifesteal anyway, but it's a much higher amount if you get all the stacks very, very high, which is in the case of all stackable items. If you're having a stackable item, then you want to try and get the stacks, obviously. You do need to check before buying stackable items that the rest of your team isn't going for minion kills as well, because if you have both lanes going stackable items, then you will have less minions to go around, so it will take a lot longer from your team to become its full effectiveness. For example, if you have someone who's building up Heartseeker in your lane, and you're trying to build up Warlock Sash, then as a tank you're not going to get any of the last hits until they have finished with their... Now I get through and do a little bit of damage to the Guardian, and then Loki goes and finishes it off. Not Loki goes and finishes it off, it dies of its own accord, because Loki's on their team. Their Loki, not our Loki. I activate my 4, we go in, we do some damage. I'm going after the Zeus at the moment, and I make a mistake of trying to finish off the Zeus. If I'd turned around and gone for the Loki at the start, I would have easily be able to got the Loki kill, instead of just an assist for the Zeus, and I should have turned around and attacked the Loki, because I knew he was on low health, and I thought I'll kill the Zeus and then go for him. But there were people already on the Zeus, and he was a definite kill. That what you need to do is try and keep yourself alive, because I know it's only 20 seconds or however long the wait time is for you to come up in domination, but that's still time for them to push down a tower, even at lower levels of 13, 14. Because look, they took 2 towers when I was down. Because it's not just the time you're there, it's the time you take getting back to the places which matter, i.e. the towers. But the main thing is you try to do as much damage as you can to get the win. Now I take out the creep and then go for the Guardian, because I think that Cupid is going to stick it out because he's got hearts and things, but he doesn't. So we try and engage the Hades, but we're both playing a bit passively at the moment. I've got lots of lifesteal, I noticed, because of the Soul Eater that he's got. We kill which is the correct thing to do. You always want to murder the Sand Guardian, then go for the people when the Sand Guardian's low as it was there. Now I'm fighting the Loki. He's stunned, and I just pick him off with my branching bolus. If you're worried you won't get the kill, always branching bolus, because it does a little bit extra damage, and not just having the golden bow kind of effect, which is a very good item, but I wouldn't necessarily pick it in this, and then I get the other easy kill, getting close with the Rising Jaguar. I didn't think the Rising Jaguar would kill, I thought it would just get me close, but it managed to get the kill. So I'm feeling quite comfortable at the moment. I've just had 3 kills quite close together when defending a tower, and I'm starting to get into the groove of playing Xbalanque, which I think is an important factor that people don't register very much with MOBAs, because there are so many different gods to play, and why should you focus on one god? But it's just if you get used to playing a god, and you know how to play a god, and you know what works in different circumstances, then that's really useful, and you need to be doing it, because as you get better, your opponents will come easier to deal with. Like, for example, there I knew that if I used my Rising Jaguar, I would do a lot of damage, and I'd be able to get a kill and take the objective, because it had just been taken, and we could take Hades and potentially get 4 kills. I've got 2, that's the 3rd, and here's the Thor comes in, and we get the 4th, and I get that with a nice crit. But the idea is just to keep the pressure on, to make sure that they don't take it. Now, they managed to take down the Guardian, but we're now going to try and sit on it. But I have to go back, because I've got 0 mana and no way of getting it back. And I was able to finish off my Rage and start my Deathbringer. And we had a suitable amount of people on the tower to defend it. But as I was saying earlier, as you play gods more, you're able to play them better. And if you focus on maybe 5 or 6 gods, making sure you can play them really, really well, then you'll be able to excel. Now, I turned there, got the Hebo, I got the Thor, and I turned back round to get the Hades. Now, I I couldn't Rising Jaguar out of that. I could have turned around and sprinted, but I was at such low health that I probably would have died anyway. So what I did was I got the Hades as low as I could, turned around and hit the Hades, because Zeus was all around and zooming about, and probably would have been difficult to hit him. So I hit the target that I thought was going to be the easiest to take out. He didn't in the end die, as you could tell from the kill feed. My effort to do it didn't work, but I still think it was the right sort of thing to do, which was to go for the dangerous guy first, which was the Hades in that opinion. But yeah. Now here comes me coming to get the Hebo. Now I'm sort of fed at this point, because I've got my I'm level 17, which is higher than most of the levels in the game. Only the Vulcan is next to me. Everyone else is lower level. Now I'm focusing on I had enough lifesteal to potentially focus on the tower, but I was taken out by the Zeus there with a very well placed ultimate and a good couple of attacks, because he ganked from the side. It was very strong. If you don't notice that you're being stacked up by the Zeus because you're worrying about other things, Zeus's number 3 ability, his lightning bolt, can be very, very, very strong, because he's got all the stacks on you and you're about to take a massive hit and there's nothing you can do. But anyway, he's the person on their team that is to be frightened of, because he's a competitive level with us. Everyone else is around 15, I think, at this point, so we're able to keep the pressure on, just go for it. Now he gets away, so I've got Hebo support, so I just jump on this Sand Guardian and go to town. I know I've got quite a bit of lifesteal. I know I'm probably able to take this. Well, I was certain I was able to take it before his damage became too deadly. So I was able to do that, and see, I got the high enough lifesteal that I'm able to get my life back up really quite quickly. Now I've got a finished Deathbringer, but I think that we've got enough people in the middle that I'm going to go and gank this before I go back, because otherwise we might lose this chance. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, because I arrived a little bit too late. So I go back from behind the Thor to help the Vulcan out, because I noticed he's got 2 people on him. So I get behind him, do damage to the Thor, get the Thor killed, and then come here and go for the Hebo. Now I didn't use my Rising Jaguar, because I thought that if the Hebo used his ult to run away, I'd be able to use my Rising Jaguar to close the gap and get a couple more hits in. So I get that double kill and come back into the mid lane to hopefully gank and kill a few more people. Now what I like to do with Xbalanque is which is hit them when when it's going to be most beneficial to my team. Now my team had been engaged by theirs, and I wasn't there. It wasn't going to be a big gank from me. It was going to be a collaborative effort. So I popped the ultimate, so they were blinded and couldn't see where they were, and my team were able to capitalize on that and get the last couple of kills. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.